Hey everyone, and welcome back to the SCbio briefing room. And today I am so excited to bring Ford Graham, who is the of counsel at K&L Gates. Ford, thanks so much for being with us on the SCbio briefing room today. And let's just jump right to it. So, tell us a little bit about your practice and your role at K&L Gates.
Sure, thanks very much. I appreciate the opportunity. So at K&L Gates, my focus is on economic development, and I do that obviously across the Carolinas, but also across the U.S. And really our goal is to help companies that are adding a new footprint somewhere else in the U.S. or coming to the U.S. for the very first time or expanding their operations. We try to help them get established, and a lot of that has to do also with helping them navigate the world of economic development, so incentives on both the local and state level.
Awesome. So you told us about your role a little bit, and let's shift to K&L Gates. What does K&L Gates do? What are they known for? And where are they located?
So that's a great question. So K&L Gates is a fairly large international law firm. Our only office in South Carolina is here in Charleston. We've got about 35 lawyers, but we've got 25 other offices in the U.S. and then 20 offices internationally. So we do a lot of cross-border litigation. Obviously, we do a lot of cross-border transactions as well. And it's a great network because it's got expertise in just about every legal field that you can think of to pull from if you need that support. So again, we can help you here in South Carolina or really anywhere in the world.
Awesome. And so last question, you mentioned that you specialize in economic development, and during this time we are really seeing a huge surge in onshoring and repatriation of life sciences companies. But what are you seeing in terms of South Carolina specifically, and what are companies telling you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, everyone's trying to figure out COVID-19 and what to do in this time and what it's going to look like 6 months from now, 2 months from now, a year from now. But companies are doing exactly what you said. They're reevaluating from soup to nuts all of their supply chains, trying to understand how they can diversify their supply chains, not only from a location standpoint, but also a number of suppliers. And so we're seeing lots of companies having those sometimes tough discussions with their supplier network about guaranteeing or at least having a little more better understanding of where they'll be in terms of the future. So a lot of companies that are based in South Carolina or are pulling from other parts of the world, they're definitely starting to talk with their neighbor and their neighbors in other states saying, we've been pulling this component out of X country, but we'd really like to talk with you about, are you able to provide this? At the same time, those companies are saying with their supply chain networks that are abroad, have you thought about putting a facility near us or somewhere in the Southeast? So whereas just a few months ago, things had slowed down and people were trying to figure out what they should do, whether they should wait or not, now we're seeing more discussions about, hey, maybe it's a good time for us to move to the U.S. or establish an operation closer to one of our key customers. And of course, that ties in also with the new NAFTA, as companies are trying to understand what will trade relations be like in the United States and how to take advantage of the new NAFTA. So it's been interesting, to say the least, but still a lot of uncertainty out there. And companies know that, and they're trying to figure out how to deal with that uncertainty. So they're looking for expert advice, and thankfully they're calling on us. So.
No, absolutely. And as you know, economic development is a core focus area of SCbio with building, growing, advancing, and innovating the life sciences in South Carolina. So we're so thankful to have you a part of SCbio and K&L Gates as an investor of SCbio to continue to help with that mission, especially as this industry is really at the epicenter of this pandemic. So again, Ford, thanks so much for being with us here on the SCbio briefing room.
Thanks for having me.
Hope you're doing well. And for everyone watching, I hope you'll catch us next time with our next featured investor. Thanks, everyone.
Good to see you. Take care.